Herald Sun, no escape. Lockdown to be extended until at least early next week. New strains spreading between strangers who pass each other. Victoria's fourth lockdown will be extended today with restrictions to remain in place until at least early next week. Remote learning for schools and the prohibitions on leaving home except for 5 reasons will continue. The length of the extension was being debated at a cabinet meeting last night, but the lockdown is expected to remain in force until at least early next week. My sympathy, my empathy goes out to the good folk of Victoria, particularly those in the regions, Kristy, who, you know, are really affected by this one-size-fits-all approach.
It is a travesty for regional Victoria where they haven't had COVID for over a year. And of course, people are in a 5-kilometre limit from their homes in the cities. And there are multiple checkpoints with police doing mobile spot checks. And so, of course, people are not able to travel to regional Victoria. So there's no avenue for COVID to perhaps get into regional Victoria. And it is decimating small businesses. KPMG today released figures suggesting that Victoria would lose 125 million, or the Australian economy as a whole would lose 125 million each day of the lockdown. And it's a very sad story across major dining and entertainment precincts in Melbourne, across the city, from Chapel Street in St Kilda and Prahran, Windsor, to Carlton's famous Lygon Street, to Brighton, to Bayside suburbs, which are more suburban. And people are talking, saying, 3 cafes on my street or in my neighbourhood high street were open during the last lockdown. They've now just closed shut for the duration. People are not taking the gamble that they are buying stock that they then have to throw out, and rostering on staff that they then can't afford to keep on. It is terrible for Melbourne, and people have just simply given up trying to run a business.
Kristy, that is such a sad assessment. I'm sure a very true assessment of what's going on down there, and I just get a sense that, you know, many Victorians are fleeing that particular state because they are concerned about the prospects of their inability to conduct a business.